Dan Tatkin. He's visiting us for the weekend and also teaching a class that I'm attending on PACT, which I'll let you...
Which is a psychobiological approach to couple therapy.
There's a mouthful, but it's a wonderful training. I highly recommend it to anybody, and he's all over the country and in Europe and all over the place, so catch him if he's close to you. And he also just wrote a book that I love, which is Love and War and Intimate Relationships, along with Marion Solomon. And your new book, Wired for Love,
Wired for Love, January 2012.
All right, 2012. I'm hoping to read it earlier than that, I hope. But great, and I highly recommend those too. So we thought we'd just take a chance to interview Stan a little bit on all sorts of interesting topics. One of the things I know you promote a lot, which is called positive dependency, like the positive value of need in relationships.
Actually, I don't really use that term.
Maybe not that term. Will you tell me what the right one is? But I kind of wanted to contrast it to this codependency thing that I'm in.
Well, I used to be involved in that years ago when I used to work for John Bradshaw, the whole codependency thing. But that's different. Codependency comes out of an alcohol model, an AA model. That's right. Was the co-alcoholic became the codependent. That's very different than what myself and other couple therapists are promoting these days, and that is not positive dependency. I never thought about that before.
Well, I know Marion Solomon uses that term. I just wondered maybe that was a...
So I guess I should know that.
Since you guys wrote together, I thought
I should know that term. But the idea that coming out of the 70s, with the Gestalt prayer, and you do your thing, I do my thing, and then if we should meet in the middle, whatever. That hasn't really worked out so well for us, with so many divorces and people having a hard time staying together. Harville Hendricks wrote about this in the 70s, and I think it was the 80s, with his books about our basic wiring, our need to depend on others, and this also goes back to the 50s with Harry Harlow's work with the Monkees, not the group, and John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, that human beings are wired to connect, wired to bond with others, particularly in dyadic systems. So this business of you do your thing, I do my thing, or I need to learn how to love myself before I can love you is not really true if we look at the way babies develop, the way humans develop, and how we move through life.
And unfortunately, it gets a lot of lip service in our culture these days. We're a little bit over into the autonomy idea in a way that can be damaging to couples.
We've moved a little too far into the autonomy, and so is Western Europe. And
need is a four-letter word, but in this case, a good four-letter word.
Exactly. So this idea of that we really need another person, that we learn to love ourselves with another person, is really key, I think, to the newer ideas that are being pushed forward in not only in couple therapy but in developmental theory. Is very different from codependency. Codependency, from an attachment point of view, would be more like an insecure attachment. So an insecure attachment would be somebody who is not expecting to be in a relationship that's truly mutual. In other words, mutually dependent. Whatever we do because it's good for me and it's good for you. The old idea of the codependent is, I would like you to do things that are good for me, but I'm willing to sacrifice that, and I'll always think about you and do things for you in the hope that I'll get something in return.
So over-sacrificing.
Right, and that's actually an insecure model. That's when we're talking about, people co-regulating or being close eye to eye, face to face, and being able to make good positive feelings amplify, and when there's negative feelings and painful feelings, to be able to soothe and calm those. That is a skill that comes out of a secure model of relating.
And that's really your specialty, is moving insecure, originally attached folks into
secure functioning
in their adult relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is going to be hard to change, because I think we're still very accustomed to the idea that I shouldn't really depend on you, and we shouldn't lean on each other. We should make use of each other, as an attachment system, But what I find, and others find, that if partners don't follow some basic set of rules that we know and have come to understand through watching infant mother attachment, if couples don't follow some basic rules that
honor the biological
the biology of this very special dyadic system, the primary attachment system, then I think the relationships are not going to last very long.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you smoke cigarettes, you're going to get cancer. So if you do certain things in a relationship of this kind, it's not going to work out.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to give an example of what interactive regulation would look like, or that really using each other's attachment system or supporting the secure attachment would be?
Well, it's like what we're doing right now. As we're looking at each other, we're trying to do this at the same time, kind of multitasking. But if we're actually looking at each other, we're looking into each other's nervous systems.
Yeah, that's true.
Autonomic nervous systems.
Yeah.
So we're having to attune, misattune, attune, misattune, correct, error, correct, and so on. Lose each other, find each other, and that's sort of the process of interactive regulation. Yeah. It's done up close, and
happening right here.
It's happening right here.